Hello there, and welcome back to Keaton Trading Cards. I hope everyone had a good new year, and we can put 2020 firmly in the past. But today, I'm going to start it off. I'm going to start the new year off right, I hope. I'm going to talk about investing in NBA rookie prisms, and we're looking for small-time investors such as myself here, sort of under £100 per card, but hopefully even less. So I'm going to go through my top 10. So anyway, as you can see, you know I'm a Portland Trailblazers fan, so I know about them pretty well. And the first player that I think could be interesting this year for some kind of investment is CJ McCollum. So CJ McCollum plays for Portland. He's kind of like the number 2 to Damian Lillard. And as you can see from his points on the side there, if I move my mouse, he's doing pretty well this season. 44 points is obviously amazing. 20 points, 25 points, and he's playing really well. And the betting companies kind of put Portland, I think, at 9th. They think they'll come 9th, which I think is pretty harsh. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, but I think that's pretty harsh. And I think they can do better than that, and certainly make the playoffs. 29, old, which is why he's number 10, but yeah, I think he can do well this season. I think it would definitely be a short-term investment, most likely. But yeah, I think his price can go up, because if I move on to his price, so these obviously aren't prisms, but yeah, you can see him going there for 44, 26, 26. And I looked through a lot of the data and what I've written down. I think if you can get him for under 35, that's probably a good deal, because I definitely think he'll be worth more than that as kind of the hype for the NBA goes up, because I think the Trailblazers will do well. Obviously, we were rubbish against the Clippers, but I'm hoping that was just a one-off, because he's a key part of our team. But make sure you watch out for this James Harden stuff. I really don't think that Portland will make a stupid trade for James Harden, but you never know. So just watch out, because obviously that changes things. Okay, moving on. Second one. So number 9 is Victor Oladipo. Now, I actually considered supporting the Pacers when I first got into the NBA last year, but I decided not to. But I did look up their team. So Victor Oladipo, 28, so a similar age. Again, why he's in this position, not too high up. So he's a point guard and a shooting guard, and he's just a great player. The risks with this guy, I mean, you can see he's done well, but you can see the risks as well. So he didn't play a game, very injury prone. I'm not sure he's injury prone, but he had a long injury last year. And I think TJ Warren, who's a key player for the Pacers, just got ruled out for like the whole season, basically. So that could be something to watch as well, how they get on without him before you go investing. So if we move over to price, you can see the kind of prices. So this is his rookie prism, like 25. I'm not sure why this one went for £70, but hey, I mean, you can see the kind of prices there. I've written down there, if you can get him for under 40, I think that's a good deal. Obviously, these are few and far between, like a couple of months in the UK, but there's some more over here, and I'm going for not PSA graded cards, because they are too expensive for me, because I don't have that big a budget. Right, so the next one. Right, so this might be a bit controversial, because again, it's the Portland bias, but Trent Jr., right? He's very young, 21 years old. Obviously, he got 0 and 6 minutes into the game, so he's not playing that much, which is the problem. But when he plays, I watched that LA Lakers game where we beat them, and I thought he was brilliant. Like, his shooting from 3-point range is just a joke. And I think whether it be for us or if he has to leave to get game time, I think he can definitely go up in value. So this will potentially be a longer term investment. But he's so cheap. Let me look at the price here. So he's like literally under £10 a card for his rookie card, and I just think as he gets older, he'll exceed that. I hope, and I hope he does it with us, but he may well have to move, but we'll see. But I just think he could be a good little niche one, but obviously a big bit of risk there, because he might just completely flop. So, take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because this is my first time investing, but I have obviously done a lot of research because I don't want to waste my money. Okay, so the next guy, Donovan Mitchell, 24 years old. I'm pretty sure everyone who watches the NBA knows who Donovan Mitchell is, plays for the Utah Jazz. And he does have a high price, well, high-ish, but I just think it's low for how good he is. Like, every time I watch this guy, I think he's point guard for the Jazz. He's so good. Like, he's always getting over 20 points. Just a great player. When they played in the playoffs last year, I thought he was brilliant. Even though they lost to the Nuggets, him and Murray were just like Murray's listed there on the screen, were just ridiculous. He's a great player. And I just think his price doesn't quite reflect that. Like, under £50 you're probably looking at. This one I didn't bid on because it had a weird, like, see-through rookie card logo. I wasn't sure if the quality was bad. But yeah, I think if you're getting under 55 for him ungraded, that's pretty good. This one's obviously gone for more. But yeah, I think he could be good because I think, again, the Jazz could have a good season. I expect them probably to get to the playoffs. Yeah, and I'm hopeful that his price would go up. So that is the number 7. Is it? 1, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, it is. Right, number 6, Lonzo Ball. Again, a bit of a weird one, but I just think what's going in his favour right now is he's a young player, and the main thing that's going to go in his favour is LaMelo Ball. Everyone's kind of talking about LaMelo Ball, and people think he's going to be amazing, and obviously he had a great performance a few days ago, and I just think if the hype goes up for him, people will at least be having a look at Lonzo Ball. So if he can just get a few good performances in, perhaps his price can go up as well if they think he'll live up to LaMelo's. But obviously this is risky because LaMelo might flop. You never know. But yeah, like, performances gone by. 16 points obviously isn't too many, but 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Like, he's doing okay, and I think I'm hopeful, for the Pelicans that he can get a bit better. I'm not sure if I'll do this investment myself, but I think it's definitely an opportunity. Especially when you look at his price, kind of like below £40. That's relatively cheap, to be honest. Yeah, like £40. That's not the worst, really, especially considering how expensive cards are right now. This next one is one that I really like. Sabonis. I said before I'd kind of looked at the Pacers in the past, and this guy, he's just scoring. He scores loads of points, gets loads of rebounds. Like, he's a solid guy, and he's got 19 and 14 and loads of rebounds against the Celtics and 25 against Cleveland, who are in good form. I don't know. Obviously he's a center. Can play center, which don't tend to go up in value as much. But I think if he can continue getting lots of points, I don't see why his price wouldn't go up. I just think he's a good player, but perhaps not. Doesn't have the flair to get the price rise he deserves. But I still think he's good. I like him. I like him personally, and I think this is one that I might well invest in myself. Because if you look at his price, I mean, you can kind of tell that people know he's good because his price is high. So 60, a few more down here, 40. But I think if you're getting him for less than 55, that's probably a good deal. Is that what I've written down? I've written less than 60 because he's quite young as well. But yeah, I think he can be good. I really do. So the next one. So this is number 4. This guy would be higher. I really like Jaylen Brown, and he's just dropped 42 points. I think that was against the Grizzlies. I'm not sure. But plays for Celtics, often plays shooting, lots of shooting. And I watched him in the playoffs last year and thought he was quality, and he's just kind of built on that this year, getting solid point returns. And then he's had this huge haul on New Year's Eve yesterday. He's young. He's playing for a team that's quality. They've got like Smart, Tatum, and I think lots of people will be looking at Tatum, which might mean that Jaylen Brown gets more attention from him. But Tatum's obviously really expensive, and yeah, I just think he can be a really good player for Celtics and a good player to invest in if he can keep this form up, which I think that he can. Also, I just want to say about Sabonis, remember what I said about TJ Warren getting injured. That might slow them down, so just be wary of that. Perhaps wait a few games to see how they get on without him, because I'm pretty sure he starts with them. Yeah, but like I said, the reason this guy isn't higher is his price. I'm trying to find one ungraded, which I did find earlier. I'm not sure why that's £300. Yeah, so like this one with the rookie card and another card, £100, £114, £90. I'm not sure how that's gone for £65, because that's a great deal. When was that? Whoa, that was not long ago. Yeah, expensive, but I have high hopes for Jaylen Brown, and I think he'll be a really good player. Okay, moving on to the big top three now. I had a bit of a stutter there, sorry. So Darren Fox, the reason this guy's high is I think he's kind of underrated. So he's playing for Sacramento Kings, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm almost certain he's playing for Sacramento Kings. Getting decent point returns, sort of in the 20s. But I just think he's got a lot of potential. He's young. Plays point guard for the Kings, who are doing reasonably well, I think. I think they might be 3-2. He's also only just turned 23. So he's very young, and also I just don't think his price reflects how good he can be. So you've got like £40, £50. That's not that much really for a player who I think can push on and do well. The only thing is I'm not sure if the Kings are gonna. I don't know the Kings that well. Are they gonna make the playoffs? I have no idea. So potentially keep an eye out how they're doing as a team. But I think their form's alright at the moment, you know. Okay, number 2. I'm not sure why I've just spoiled number 1 there. Number 2, Michael Porter Jr. So he's playing for a Nuggets team who kind of struggled at the start. I think they lost a few games to the Kings, actually. But yeah, he's young, great player. Just got 40 minutes in the game a couple of days ago, got 30 points. I think there's a lot of people saying that this guy could be really something good. Very young, can play power forward, small forward. Yeah, and even when he played less minutes, he was still getting like 14, 10 points when he only played 23 or 24 minutes. And I just think if he can get a role playing more minutes in the games, he could be really good, especially if Nuggets kind of get their rhythm going, like they did at the end. Because yeah, Jokic and Jamal Murray are quality. So yeah, I think as part of this team, he can do really well, and his price will certainly go up, whether it be in the short term or the long term. It's kind of up to you to see how the market goes. So again, this guy quite expensive. So you've got the sort of £50 range, £200 graded, £50. But I think he'll be worth more than that, to be honest. I still think this is undervalued. Yeah, I think he can be pretty good. Okay, so number 1, which got spoiled, is Colin Sexton. And the reason I've gone with this guy is there's a lot of hype around him and I think it's Garland. Some people saying it's the Sexland duo, which is pretty funny. I just think this Cleveland team is young and it has a lot of potential. He's hit over 20 in his last 3 games. 21 is extremely young. He's kind of already got a starting berth in the team. And obviously Cleveland always gives off sort of the LeBron memories. So anyone good coming through Cleveland, people just think of like LeBron. But yeah, I think Cleveland can have a good season. He's obviously playing point guard, shooting guard, which is good for point scoring. I've watched this guy on a few highlights. I think he looks positive. And the main thing for me is I think he's relatively unknown because his price is just too low. Like somebody picked up 3 for £73. So what's that? It's like £25 per card, which is about right. And I just think that's too low. I think he'll go up for sure if he can keep up this form, which I think he can. Look, I mean, somebody's got 2 for about a tenner each. That's crazy. £8. That's just too low. So yeah, I think he can be really good. So yeah, that's it for me. That's my top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope I don't bankrupt any of you with poor investment choices, but I honestly think most of these will do well. It's obviously my first attempt at doing this, but I'm confident enough to invest my own money in these players, so I suppose you could be too. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and do a few more things like this, show you who I invest in, which I'm going to be doing over the next few days. And I'll be doing some more card openings in the future because I just got my paycheck. Very nice. So yeah, if you don't agree with me, if there are any that you think I've missed, feel free to comment below. And if you want to see more of this sort of content about sports cards, or if you're into Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, any other trading card, feel free to give a subscribe, and there'll be plenty more of these videos. Oh, and check out the Instagram, which I'll put in the description. Thanks for listening. See you guys all later. Bye.